Not if the U.S. government signs treaties saying that they won't condone or be involved in that kind of action. Of course, we know the U.S. government breaks every treaty it's ever signed. Just ask your nearest Indian. But should not the United States government hold itself to some kind of standard if it signs a treaty saying it won't be involved in that kind of thing and then go ahead and does it? Isn't that being a hypocrite? Isn't that being a liar?
I'm sorry. Once those other guys, no matter who it is, as called the enemy, gets a hold of our guys, I mean, they do whatever they want. They march them through the streets, they shoot them in the head, they cut their heads off, they videotape it. I mean, you know, I'm sorry. I believe in all is fair in love and war.
Thanks for your call. We also videotape when we're blowing up buildings. I've seen videotapes where the Apache helicopters are going in and machine gunning people. Right on the History Channel.
Well, there's got to be a reason, and
oh, there's a reason, all right.
I've been doing this for a long time, and I just think all is fair. I'm sorry.
Well, if all is fair, I guess at the first little skirmish, we ought to just go ahead and nuke everyone and save a lot of time and money and lives on our side.
Well, you know, somebody else is going to hit that red button before we get a chance to. We got some hotness on the other side of the water.
Well, the only country in the world that's ever done it is us.
Well, we've got some really volatile guys out there right now, and our own administration isn't the best that's out there either.
I agree with you.
I don't know. I'm just really torn.
What do you think about being lied to into this war? There was no weapons of mass destruction. Maybe there was no reason for this war. Maybe we were misled into it. What do you think about that?
Well, that ticks me off to the max. I've thought about it many times. I think we're being lied to a lot lately.
So the whole thing maybe could have been averted.
It's been through several different administrations.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Obama's just continuing the failed policies of Bush. It's just a rotation of the puppet. Obama can't get us out of the war because people more powerful than him got us into it.
Yeah, but yet he bows down, shakes hands, and kisses cheeks.
That's right. Well, hey, I appreciate you calling. Anything else you'd like to add today?
No, Terry. I like you guys. You do a good job. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, again, if you'd like to call in, your opinions are welcome. The phone number is 1-866-986-6397, and we're going to take calls for the remaining 25 minutes. And anything you'd like to go into, Brian, while we wait for some more phone calls? I've got this was reported by the public record. FBI email says Bush authorized abuse of Iraqis, and this was April 29, 2009. Senior FBI agents stationed in Iraq in 2004 claimed in an email that President George W. Bush signed an executive order approving the use of military dogs, sleep deprivation, and other harsh tactics to intimidate Iraqi detainees. The abuse of Iraq detainees in Abu Ghraib prison and sought guidance on whether FBI agents in Iraq were obligated to report the U.S. military's harsh interrogation of inmates when the treatment violated the FBI standards but fit within the guidelines of a presidential executive order. So that's where this comes from. New guidelines by the Bush administration that were outside the normal ramifications of what the proper treatment of prisoners were. According to the email, Bush executive order authorized interrogations, the use of military dogs, stress positions, sleep management, loud music, sensory deprivation, and the use of hoods, etc., to extract information from detainees in Iraq, which was considered a violation of the Geneva Convention. Bush has never been before directly linked to authorizing specific interrogation techniques at Guantanamo or Abu Ghraib. Bush has admitted, however, that he personally signed off on the waterboarding of 3 high-value prisoners. So this investigation has kind of took a back seat since the flu has dominated the press. But again, we'll give out the number again if you'd like to call in, 1-866-986-6397. And we've got a new video up on our website from the End the Fed rally, featured video 5. If you would like to, we were there last Saturday. If you'd like to see some of the video from there, it's therealnewsradio.com. And I'm going to turn it back to Brian.
Well, to go back into what we were saying, we even had Khalid Sheikh Mohammed's confession that going into the 9/11 that he was the mastermind. He was even admitting to crimes here that he didn't even commit under, of course, pressure of being waterboarded. I mean, under those conditions, I mean, he may have even, like I had said a few weeks back, admitted to murdering Lincoln and Kennedy. I mean, whatever you want to hear, I'll say.
Yeah, exactly. That's why this use of torture is, to me, a shame on America, because from the rest of the world's perspective, we can't be trusted with any of the...
How many intelligence... We have like 15 intelligence agencies, if not hundreds of thousands of agents, FBI, everything. We can't figure out anything given the billions that we spend, the hundreds of thousands we employ, satellite surveillance. I mean, come on.
Can't pinpoint Osama bin Laden, although he's releasing news and what did we say? I think we reported when I was like 26 since 2001. It defies logic, and what we've saw, it's been broad range of reports. It's been everywhere from 635,000 to 1 million civilian casualties in Iraq due to this war, which could have totally been averted. Saddam Hussein was a very bad man, but you know, they're everywhere, and whether we like it or whether we don't, the United States of America is bankrupt, and we can't afford to police the world. We cannot afford to do it. Apparently, we're going to continue it and print the money out up in there. But we've got a phone call. Are you with me?
Hello?
Hey, you're on the Real News. Go ahead.
All right, this is Bill Anderson again today. I am really upset about this hate crime law that I'm afraid they're going to pass in Washington.
The House has passed it.
This is a law that is totally directed against churches, against Christian people. If they pass this law and a preacher gets up in the pulpit and reads Romans chapter 2 and chapter 3, where God thoroughly condemns as sin the participation of homosexuality, same-sex marriages, and 5 states have already passed. 5 states have passed same-sex marriages. If a preacher gets up on the radio, TV, or in his pulpit and preaches against it, they can send federal marshals in his church, put him in shackles, jail him, pull him in court, and, well, totally ruin him, put him in jail, get him out of his pulpit, get him from preaching the whole works, and totally destroy him. And they're doing that to Virginia Fox right now. They're trying to destroy her. But I'm afraid that any Christians that put this administration in Washington, if this bill is passed, they ought to hang their heads in total shame. And I'd like to remind them that God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for that same sin. And I'm convinced America, for its sins, is already under the judgment hand of God right now. And Ronnie Beatty said the same thing when he was on your program a few weeks ago. Other preachers have said that if God permits America to continue in this type of sin, he'd have to call Sodom and Gomorrah back and apologize to them for destroying them. The average American don't realize how serious this law could be and how that it is a law totally to destroy a preacher's right to free speech, to read the Bible, to preach what's in the Bible, and he could be fined and put in jail as a result. I'm terribly, that's my message today.
Thank you. We're coming up on a break. Certainly do appreciate you calling. So we will be back here on the Real News in 3 minutes for our last segment. If you'd like to call in, again, 1-866-986-6397. Back on the Real News, and again, the call in.